Hey, Cinth. This is just a really quick tutorial-y thing on the new features. So I've done all of them except for the Tyrannite Mercenary one, which I'll show you. Essentially, since we have some of the renderers that have an offset inside there for the renderer itself, that's to compensate for the offset in the mesh itself. So the anchor position in the mesh is off, therefore the um, transform of the renderer game object has to be offset. And the problem that we might run into is that possibly we have uneven offness between different LOD levels. Now, that's not actually the case with the missile corvette. We can go in there and test that all of those show up in the right location as we cycle through them, and so no problems. But in the event that something is off, you can go in on, let's say, LOD2. You can go in and you can say that the local position should be however much off. So you can go in and actually manually adjust it if you want to. Let's see, can actually, I'm doing the wrong LOD, that's why. Yeah, so by this one, you can see that it's a little bit of a pain, but you can see that it can be offset anyway. One of the ways that I would recommend doing that is getting it set to whatever the LOD is that you want to get straightened out, and then go in and then just position it the way you want to with the handle, and then you can just do subtraction to find out how far it's off. So the base is 99,163, so you can actually just do the subtraction directly in here. 99 point, was that 63? Yeah. Minus 103.09, and that should, yeah, come out there. So now it should automatically stay where I want when I put it at 3. I think I did it backwards. Yeah, I did it backwards, so other direction. But so 2, 3, and there we are. It's back the way it should be. Now, of course, don't actually want this because this thing is fine. So I just revert the prefab, and there we go. Now, what that does mean, though, is that the base renderer location, this thing right here, needs to be set to match whatever you want the base here to be. That's a new step that's a mild pain in the rear, but it only applies to a few specific models. The rest are all 000 anyway. Like if we look at the bomber, we can see that its renderer is at position 000 anyway, so it doesn't make any difference. For the ones that are offset, it creates a new minor pain in the rear. Now, what when you run either the real project or this particular scene, will now spit out errors about anything that has an issue, and you'll notice that it says this is okay only if you're testing an LOD with its offsets, like when I was doing the testing for LOD2 for the thing that was supposedly needing an offset. This error is something I could safely ignore. With the Tyrannite Merc, it has an offset, but the offset doesn't match. Now watch what happens when I click this thing. When I select in here on the Tyrannite Merc, boop, it goes zooming way off because it wound up setting the renderer to be 000 to match this base renderer location 000, which is not what we wanted. So you can hit revert on this, and it moves it back exactly the way it was. Now it says things wrong with the ship, the chain index, blah, blah, blah. It's not offset properly. So you just hit autofix and that's it. And then now when we click in and out, it's fine. Go ahead and hit apply, we hit run, and everything is all happy. So for the most part, if you click into something and it goes wonky, just hit revert and then hit, yeah, so this is all happy now. Just hit revert and then hit the auto fix and then apply. And of course, save all assets and on from there. It checks for a few other things now that were wrong, and like mesh renderers that are not pointing the right place, stuff like that. So yeah, that's a new tool in the toolkit. None of our models actually need it right now, but in the event that we aren't able to set a pivot point for some reason, or it's less convenient to do that with the mesh, or maybe a modder runs into that, then they can adjust the local render position directly. And I'll make a little, I guess, thing that applies the local render position in real time while this thing is in the editor. So, alrighty, thanks for watching.